Historically, one of the world's most important rivers is the Euphrates. It is the longest river in Southwest Asia and one of two main rivers that make up the Tigris-Euphrates river system. But unlike other rivers around the world, the Euphrates is more than just a river, because it holds symbolic significance in Christianity, and it may be the key to the future. Why? Because Christians believe that the book of Revelation's prophecies about the Euphrates River drying up is an indication of the end times, and today it has nearly dried up. In today's video, we will uncover this mysterious ancient prophecy and determine if the world is in fact about to end, and whether a great reckoning is upon us. First, what is the Euphrates River? The Euphrates River has a length of around 1,700 miles, rises in Turkey's Taurus Mountains, and runs through Syria and Iraq to the southeast, before joining the Tigris River in southern Iraq to form the Shatt al-Arab, which empties into the Persian Gulf. The Euphrates River has been crucial to the advancement of human civilization throughout history. The river has been a significant supply of water for irrigation and other uses, and its lush floodplains have been exploited for agriculture for thousands of years. Along the banks of the Euphrates River, the ancient Mesopotamian civilization, which comprised the Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians, rose to prominence. The river was crucial to the growth and trade of the Assyrian and Persian empires in antiquity. Moreover, the river continues to provide Turkey, Iraq, and Syria with a significant amount of water for irrigation and other uses today. But the meaning behind this river runs much deeper than its mere benefits to surrounding areas, and in a moment we'll reveal why. The Euphrates River has not just served as a source of harmony throughout history, rather it has been disputed over by different regions, a sign that was revealed centuries ago in the Bible. But how did a river of such magnitude and strength go from being a power of greater unity to a greater divide? Because the Euphrates River is a common resource, the countries that share its basin, primarily Turkey, Syria, and Iraq, have experienced conflict over how to manage it. Even during the ancient days of Mesopotamia, the river had bred hostility among the civilizations which surrounded it. There have been disagreements in recent years as well, particularly in Turkey, regarding the building of dams and other water management projects on the river, which have come under fire for allegedly limiting the flow of water downstream and harming the ecosystem. And it was this conflict that led to its gradual shrinkage. But its historical past is no measure of its significance in unveiling the future. The Euphrates was first mentioned in the Hebrew Bible as one of 4 rivers that emerged from the Garden of Eden, as stated in Genesis 2:14, and has been referenced in the Christian Testament and non-canonical literature. But its real significance lies in its ties to the Bible's end-time prophecies. According to the Bible, one sign of the looming end to the world as we know it will be the drying up of the Euphrates River, and 2 passages in the Bible predict this occurrence. This is scary because the early signs of this prophecy have already started to manifest themselves today. So, what were the 2 predictions in the Bible? The first of these predictions is part of an oracle against Babylon. Located in Mesopotamia, which is present-day Iraq, the city of Babylon was once a magnificent metropolis, and one of the most ancient and historically significant cities in the world, but it was not meant to be for long. The Babylonian Empire began to decline, and the city fell to the Persians in 539 BCE. The city was rediscovered in the 19th century CE by Western archaeologists, and many of its ruins have been excavated and studied since then. Babylon is biblically significant because its people practiced the worshipping of false prophets, celestial deities, and false gods. As a result of the sins of this land, God pronounced judgment upon it in the Bible. A drought on her waters, they will dry up, for it is a land of idols, idols that will go mad with terror, as stated in Jeremiah 50:38. The waters of Babylon flowed in the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, which are both drying up today. Are we witnessing history unraveling? Is this the end of the times as highlighted by prophecy? The second prediction of the drying up of the river comes in the 7 bowls judgments in Bible revelations. These judgments talk of 7-year-long tribulations. This is essentially the 7-year period preceding the second coming of Jesus Christ, during which the world will experience a series of catastrophic events, including war, famine, and natural disasters. The belief is based on a literal interpretation of the book of Revelation, specifically the verse in Revelation chapter 11 that states, "And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth." This period of 1,260 days is believed to represent the 7-year tribulation period. The tribulation judgments start with the 7 seals, move on to the 7 trumpets, and end with the 7 bowls. The last of these is said to be so destructive that all life would perish after their realization. The 6th of the bowl judgment states, "The 6th angel poured forth his vial onto the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the road of the kings of the east might be prepared," as stated in Revelation 16:12. This reveals that in the end times, the Euphrates River will dry up, allowing the kingdoms of the east to get ready for the decisive battle depicted in Revelation. Following this point, the kings of the earth will gather at a place known as Armageddon in Hebrew. Jesus will then descend, and the battle of Armageddon will be fought, vanquishing all of God's enemies, as stated in Revelation 16:17-20 and 19:11-21. Now the question remains, how long do we have before this happens? At present, the water levels in the Euphrates River have reduced drastically, and along with its drying up, many other discoveries have emerged as well. This is because in recent years, several variables, including drought, excessive use, the building of dams, and other water management initiatives have had an impact on the river's water levels. Particularly in Turkey, the building of dams and other water management initiatives has come under fire for decreasing water flow downstream and harming the ecosystem. As a result, water supplies for drinking, irrigation, and other uses have decreased in upstream nations like Syria and Iraq. In addition, pollution and soil erosion brought on by human activities like farming, industry, and urbanization are problems in the Euphrates River basin. The native fish populations and the river's ecological balance are also at risk from alien species, which are posing a threat to the river. Since the area has been experiencing a rise in temperature and a decrease in precipitation, which has led to a drop in water flow, climate change affects the Euphrates River as well. But whatever the reasons may be for the drying up of the river, its biblical prophecies make it scarily threatening. Some Christians also see contemporary events as the fulfillment of this prophecy, such as the Middle East's present political climate and the region's recurrent wars, are a fulfillment of this prophecy and a sign that the end times are drawing closer. But that's not all. Recent archaeological research shows buildings and caves that are surfaced beneath the dried up waters left behind by the Babylonians after the fall of their empire. This reveals the extent of God's wrath that befell them, consuming their entire city and burying it deep beneath the surface. The Euphrates River is also linked to another judgment, known as the 6th trumpet. This describes a vision of an angel who blows a trumpet and releases 4 demons from the Euphrates River. According to the passage, each of these demons will lead an army of 200 million soldiers. These armies are described as being equipped with breastplates of fire, hyacinth, and brimstone, and they will be commanded to kill 1/3 of all people on earth, as stated in Revelation 9:13-21. It is also considered by some as a metaphor for an impending war or conflict. The releasing of the demons from the Euphrates River is interpreted as symbolizing the emergence of a powerful and destructive force from the east. Whether we are living in the end times or simply witnessing a climate calamity is still up for debate. Ultimately, only the events of the future can confirm whether the Euphrates has started to dry up to make way for the great battle, as stated in the prophecy. But if it is indeed the end of all time, we must use our remaining time wisely, however much of it we have left.